Afternoon, Hops fans. This is another little Raildays how-to video for you describing how to put your general organisation information and your station location dots on the map into the Raildays app. This is one of a number of little Raildays videos describing how to do things, so don't forget to check out the other ones for information on how to put your public timetables into the app and your special events and experiences and FAQs. This is a fake version of Hops with completely made up information. Your version of Hops will look slightly different and you'll have different links and menu options, but the principles will be the same. So you'll find the Raildays editing section in the services menu on the left hand side, and then down at the bottom Raildays app. And if you click on that, you'll be taken to the Raildays editing pages of the system. The first tab, the General tab, is information about the app in general, and there's lots of little icons and images and things that you can download to help promote yourself in the Raildays app. So, for example, sharing on Facebook and things like that. At the bottom, there's some link to some how-to videos. I'll add some links to this video at the bottom once we finish recording it. The second tab is the Organisation tab, and this is information about you. This is information that applies once to the organisation, so not to each event or experience, but once to the organisation as a whole. So things like your website and your Facebook link and Instagram and all those things. The first thing we can edit on this page is our header image. This is the photo that appears at the top of the page in Raildays about your railway. So I'll click on Set Header Image and then choose File. And I'll pick an image from my computer that shows people having fun or shows something that my railway is about that will hopefully attract people to it. This is the first image people will see when they click on you on the map, so let's make it a really good one. And I'll press Upload, and I've now changed the header image. You can see that it's updated there. Sometimes it doesn't update immediately. If you press F5, refresh the page, then it will update for you. I'm aware of that little issue. The next section down is the organisation section, and there's an edit link here, and if I click on edit, this is where I can edit some more information about my railway. I must provide a short description and a long description, and at the moment it just says the word short description and long description, which I did for testing, but you'll need to write something about your organisation there that can appear in the app, and those two fields have to be populated, otherwise you just don't appear. So the short description is designed to be 1 or maybe 2 sentences, and it could say something like a glorious day out on a steam train in South Wales or something like that. The long description can be a lot longer. That could be 3 or 4 paragraphs, but don't forget this is aimed at the casual public visitor, not technical internal information, not really even aimed at railway enthusiasts, but the casual person who might want to visit a steam railway with their family. So that's where to sort of aim it. This is where you enter your website, and if you have Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, then you add them in here. The next option is to put a dot on the map, and this is not where the dot in the Raildays app will appear, but this is where distances will be measured to. So you only get to do this once, you only get to put 1 dot on the map, so I recommend you put it at your main station, and when people load up the app and they see your organisation and it says 23 miles away, it'll be measuring to this point. So I would put that dot on your sort of main location where you want measurements to be made to. And then finally, at the very bottom of the organisation page is my list of station locations, and these are the dots that appear on the map, the graphical dots that appear. And on each one I can go edit. I can change whether it's a key station or a minor station, and minor stations have small dots on the map and key stations have larger dots on the map. You can't change the colour of the dots. The colour of the dots on the map represent the type of organisation that you are, or the type of attraction that you are. So there's one colour for standard gauge railways, one colour for narrow gauge railways, one colour for museums, things like that. But you can change whether they're small or large. And as a general rule, I would say the large ones are ones where you want to attract your visitors to. So the ones that have got car parks and facilities and things like that, and all the others are small ones. Now, it may well be that a small station on a big railway is actually bigger than the biggest station on a small railway, but that's just the way it goes. You can decide which are your key stations and which are your minor stations. And you may also find if you only have 2 stations and they've both got large car parks, then you can make them both key stations. That's absolutely fine. And then you can put the dot on the map as to where the station is. And I recommend that you zoom in as far as you can and put the dot right in the car park of the station, so that when people use it, for example, to get directions to where they're going, or they zoom the map in so they can see exactly where it is, they get a very accurate dot on the map. Don't just leave it zoomed out by miles and miles and sort of take an estimate that it's probably about there somewhere, because you could be 3 miles out there and then you're directing people to the wrong place. You can move the dot around the map, that's no problem, or you can type in the longitude and latitude if you like. This actually changes as you move the dot around, as you can see, so whichever, if you've already got this information and you want to type it in, you can, or if not, just move the dot or zoom in and then move the dot to the appropriate place. There's also some facilities information down the bottom here about whether the station has toilets and baby changing facilities and coach parking and a cafe and those sorts of things. This information doesn't yet appear in the app, but the forms are here ready so that you can put the information in, and in the next version that information will appear, and we'll give you the forms to put in whatever information is going to appear in the version after that. So you can fill in all this information for each of your stations, and that will be what drives where the dots appear on the map. Some information that you put in Raildays has to be approved before it appears in the app, so don't be alarmed if you change it in here and it doesn't update in the app immediately, and that's just because we are the publisher for it and we have to be conscious of what we publish. We can't publish anything libelous or anything that makes it look like we're favouritising one railway over another. So don't be alarmed if it says awaiting approval. We approve stuff every day, and then when it doesn't say waiting approval anymore, you can look in the app and you'll see that your new information is there. As always, if you have any problems, please let us know. We hope this little video has been useful. As I said earlier, don't forget to check out other little Raildays how-to videos for things like entering your special events and experiences and entering your public timetable calendar. Thank you very much.